Have you been personally attacked by eclipse season? Has Mars retrograde threatened your livelihood? You may be entitled to financial and spiritual compensation, so call the law offices of Alchimia Infinita right now and let us do the work for you. That's 1-800-555-HEAL. So you feel that pressure building? Do you feel things kind of getting intense since the last eclipse that we had in Scorpio? And now we're in this Taurus total eclipse, full moon. So it's a full moon on steroids. So chapters may be coming to a close. You may be feeling kind of off, and that totally tracks with this blood moon total eclipse in Taurus. Just take a deep breath. We are gonna get through it together. I'm Melissa, I'm an energy witch, I'm a transformational coach, and I'm a master Reiki energy practitioner. And today I will be guiding you through a powerful shadow work ritual, as well as just, some astrological details that may be helpful to you as you process this phase, as you go through it, so that you can really make the most of it and come out the other end just so much stronger. So let's dive into it right now. So while I said that, it's going to be quite the doozy, I really don't want to fearmonger whatsoever. It is a blood moon. We did just have Samhain or Halloween, and the energy is definitely feeling very intense. We have this eclipse energy coming in, which, if you remember from last time, I mentioned can bring chaotic and unpredictable energy, which is why we don't usually want to manifest during these phases, right? We want to focus more on inward healing, which is what we did last time, which is what we'll do today. We're going to do some powerful shadow work, and this lunation is really the perfect time to do this. We're going to be able to shed some light into the shadows and really do some powerful healing. But this really is just like with any full moon, right? And this is a full moon, like I said, on steroids. So we've got completion, we've got culmination, we've got closures, right? These are all really great things, because with closures and endings come brand new beginnings, right? It's like the death card in the tarot. It's not a bad omen. It really is just a powerful closure so that we can start new, we can start fresh, right? And eclipses really do come in and shift things for us. That, again, it may feel chaotic, we might not feel it's right, we may not be ready for it, might not feel ready for it, but it's always for our greatest good. So we need to just trust ourselves, trust the universe, and ride those waves, right? So this moon really will, like I said, shed some light on what we've been ignoring, what we've been maybe running away from, or just being unaware of, right? And we all have blind spots, so things may be brought to our attention in different ways, right? Secrets may even come out, right? That's a very it's a trope of eclipses, right? So things are going to come to the surface, right? And so if you can just be present and accept what comes forward, you're going to be all the better for it, right? So again, shadow work is favored here, right? It's a good time to reflect. It's a good time to journal on, and the shadow aspects really are the things that we don't accept about ourselves, the things that we don't find appropriate about ourselves, right? It's all of these more primal urges, or the things that we deem as negative or unacceptable. And oftentimes a really good way to see our shadow coming through is to see where we're judging others, because that's really where we judge ourselves, and the things that we don't accept about ourselves being projected back onto ourselves, right? We're projecting onto others when we're doing that. So really understand why you perceive others in a certain way, and why you perceive yourself, and the things about yourself that you're not loving, the things about yourself that you're not accepting. So we're going to dive into that today. It's always really healthy to do that on a regular basis, so that we aren't projecting on other people, but also because it really, I feel like, in terms of manifestation work, right? Even though this is not technically, shadow work isn't necessarily manifesting, I find that the more shadow work you do, actually the more successful of a manifester you become, because you start to shed all of the layers of conditioning. You start to love and accept yourself more deeply, and your level of self-worth and your confidence rises, and therefore it becomes a lot easier for things that you want to flow into your life, right? So you're doing the right work if you're here today, and I appreciate you so much. So if there's any way that you can shift your perception of yourself, and just open up to more love and more acceptance for yourself, you're gonna open up to love and acceptance toward other people as well, right? So self-acceptance, but also accepting the people in your life for who they are. I'm not to say that you're supposed to tolerate, all kinds of treatment, but sometimes we can get very rigid with other people in terms of the things that we're not accepting in ourselves. And I feel like the more compassion we can give ourselves, the more compassion we can give to our loved ones, right? So I am not speaking on not having boundaries. I'm not speaking on letting people treat you badly. That's a whole other thing, right? So it's about bringing more harmony and more peace into your life for yourself first and foremost. And then obviously that sort of seeps into all of your relationships, right? So a greater loving awareness for yourself and for others. That is the goal here today. But before we get into that, I want you to just take a little moment right now and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Really just settle into the present moment. Just sit with how you're feeling right now without judging it, without needing to change it, right? Because many times these intense phases can really bring a lot up. They can drain you energetically, emotionally. They can feel more challenging and frustrating or triggering. So what are you feeling right now? What's coming up, right? So just take a moment to let that be whatever it is, right? Let it come up to the surface. And really think about what's been coming up for you recently, what's been going on in your life in the last few days, this whole eclipse season, right? Big things, little things, old memories that come up, strange occurrences. I know I've had my fair share in these past couple of weeks. So I want to give you some time right now to just jot those things down, right? It's like you're going out for coffee with your friends and you guys are updating each other on your lives. Just have that little moment with yourself, right? Write out what's been coming up for you, what's maybe been bothering you, triggering you, frustrating you, but even the good things, right? Or the strange occurrences, right? So just have a moment with yourself right now. If you need to pause the video and really just give yourself like 2 minutes to really be present with yourself, I want you to do that now. Something I want you to consider is that we had another blood moon eclipse last May, okay? So May 22nd of 2022. So it's kind of like that is the phase coming to completion right now. And so the themes that came up then are likely coming back up again now. So I want you to think back to the end of May last year. What was happening? What was happening late May? So big changes, maybe things that you were struggling with. Sometimes journaling is useful, even just purely so for the fact that you can sort of flip back and be like, what was on my mind? What was going on? What was I working on, right? Even just like in the happenings in your life or the self-care that you were doing, right? So I think it really is important to be like, okay, what cycle is coming to a close right now, right? What are the things that maybe you were struggling with then, now that you see in a different light? So it's really useful to sort of reflect on that and see if you're going the direction that you want to be going in with that, right? Now, something that is astrologically significant right now is that there's a lot of fixed signs that are very prominent right now, right? So Taurus and Scorpio, for sure, we have the North and South node on that axis right now. So that is like where we are going as a collective is in these very two fixed signs. We have Uranus that's in Taurus, and the sun and the moon are now opposite, right? Whenever we're in a full moon, the moon right now is in Taurus and the sun is in Scorpio, so they're in opposite signs of the zodiac. Same thing always happens every full moon, but those are all fixed signs, right? So the thing that it makes me think of is that there's nowhere for this very chaotic, unpredictable energy to go, right? It's all very fixed. It all wants to stay where it is, right? So pressure is building and you may be feeling that, right? And eclipses bring kind of like that purge of that energy, right? So, on the day of this eclipse, which is Tuesday, the 8th, things are sort of, I feel, gonna definitely come to a head, right? So whether you're watching this before, during, after, the totality, so the total eclipse lasts actually for quite a long time, for an hour and 25 minutes, and the eclipse itself lasts for 6 hours, right? So I know that it's going to be at around noon my time, which is Central European Standard Time, but definitely look it up and see when it's happening for you, so you can just pay attention to what's going to be going on at that time. I know that in North America it's going to be early in the morning, so that day may be a little bit challenging, so plan accordingly. But there is a lot that we can do to maximize this energy, right? To maximize this purge that's going on. And you're doing the right thing by being here now, because we're going to be doing some shadow work, which means we're going to be connecting deeply with ourselves. We're going to be really mindfully releasing what no longer serves us. But ultimately, during this phase, you do want to slow down, slow all the way down. It can be a really big drain of energy for these big shifts to happen, right? So just listen to your body, listen to your heart. Don't just go through the motions, okay? Listen to your body, give yourself what you need. Sometimes you do need to just slow down. Sometimes you do need to just go for a run when that's just not usually your norm, you know? Do things that your body is craving or that your heart is craving, right? So listen to your body, listen to your heart, and really assess what it is that you're needing right now, what's happening, the direction that you want to go into, you know, what's really important to you, what are you valuing? I feel like that's a really big question right now. And just reassessing what your goals are and checking if you're moving in that direction or if there are some minor shifts that you can make. A lot of clarity is going to be coming through at this time, right? So as usual, I've prepared some yummy deep diving journal prompts that you can check out in the description below. So you can literally just copy and paste them, or you can just journal on them after this session, or you can pause right now and do that. Whatever you feel drawn to do, just let yourself flow with what feels good to you and what feels right to you. Now, I'm going to be diving into the ritual, but I do want to always recap about how everything works here and remind you that you can either choose to simply listen and flow with the energy and just lay back and relax. Like, we're going to be doing a very deep kind of hypnosis meditation, so you can literally just, you know, go set yourself up to lie down and just listen to the words and let that wash over you. Or you can be a more active participant and, you know, get your candle, get your lighter, get your journal, get your pen, all of the things that you may need for the session. Get yourself something to cover your eyes, because that really does help you get into that hypnotic state, right? So it's totally up to you. Like I always say, we are lazy witch friendly over here. You can literally just lay back and relax, or you can have a more active role. Totally up to you. And as usual, I use advanced energy healing techniques, reiki energy healing techniques, so that you are receiving a steady stream of energy healing as you're going through this ritual, which is why I call them healing rituals. So no matter where you are on the earth, no matter when you are listening or watching to this, whenever you are listening to or watching this, the energy healing is coming for you. So just open yourself to receive that if you want to receive it. And let's dive right in. So as we are coming off the tail of Samhain and the veil being very thin and things being very chaotic, I figured we can do a little energy clearing. I'm just lighting some ethically sourced Palo Santo that I use very sparingly, only for very important experiences such as these. And I'm just sending you a wave of clearing energy to clear your energetic field, to clear the space that you're in, to clear your home, all of your spaces, so you can breathe deeply and allow that in. And the first thing we want to do is protect ourselves energetically. So if you recall, like last time, you're going to want to get the dominant finger, the index finger of your dominant hand, and just draw a clockwise circle all around you. You can do that just a few times, and imagine that this cylinder of protective energy just comes up infinitely up into the cosmos and all the way down infinitely into Mother Earth. So you are protected in all directions of space and time, allowing in only what is for your highest good to take place here today. And once you are protected, the energy has been cleared, we will light our candle to signify the beginning of the ritual. So you can go ahead and do that now. And then you want to place your candle far enough away so that you don't accidentally blow it out when you're doing some deep breathing later. So all you need to do right now is arrive where you are. Breathe and listen to my words. And we're gonna do a little bit of energy witchcraft here today. So it's gonna be a series of visualizations. It's going to be kind of like a little mini hypnosis session, but try not to worry about, picturing everything perfectly, or if you get distracted, just return back to the sound of my voice and trust and know that everything that is taking place here today is for your highest good. And we'll take a moment now to set our intentions for this session. In witchcraft, intention is everything. So let us call in all of our guides and angels and ancestors to take part in this healing. And may whatever is in the highest good of all take place here today. May we be protected in every direction of space and time. May we feel safe and secure throughout this experience. We now ask that everything that needs to be recalled, that needs to be healed, come forward so that we may reprogram what is most important for us to reprogram here today. So that we may heal and release what needs to in order for us to live in our highest truths, in our most aligned state, in our most empowered and confident and peaceful expression of ourselves. May we be blessed with the tools and the insights that we need to do this healing work. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this and all that is, and so it is. So get yourself in a nice, comfortable position. If you have something to cover your eyes, then do that. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can grab an old t-shirt or whatever. I'm going to just ask you to settle into this comfortable position. Adjust yourself until it really feels just right. Lying down comfortably or seated in a way that allows you to relax completely. Open yourself now to receive Reiki energy healing as it begins to shower over you. And once you're nice and comfortable, just begin breathing very slowly and deeply in through the nose. And slowly, very slowly out through the mouth. Feeling yourself relax with every exhale. Now filling the belly, breathing in, and then the chest. And once again, exhaling fully on the way out. Breathing out until you can't breathe out anymore. As you deepen your breath and relax more and more deeply, feeling the tension, both physical and emotional, leave your body completely. Feeling yourself sinking deeper and deeper into the surface beneath you. When we allow ourselves to melt into ourselves, we are at our most suggestible, and we are able to tap into that subconscious mind so that we can reprogram our minds to operate in our most empowered expression. And when we open ourselves to this kind of transformation, that is where the magic happens. So know that you are exactly where you need to be. Especially if you hold the desire to change some thought patterns, you can trust yourself to be exactly where you need to be. And just know that while you may be transported with your mind as we visualize together, your consciousness is still present and you are still aware. So just drop any expectations and let yourself just be guided by my voice. Simply relax and listen to the words I am speaking and just follow my suggestions. Even if you don't perfectly imagine what I'm saying, this experience will be what you need it to be. Trust yourself. Trust this experience and know that all that transpires here today is for your highest good. Know that your guides and your angels and your ancestors, your whole spirit team are surrounding you now. Their love and their protection will keep you completely safe in all directions of space and time. So just feel their loving presence all around you like a warm embrace. They will accompany you on this journey, so you truly have nothing to fear. Just breathe and relax deeper and deeper, letting the earth support you fully, letting yourself be held completely so that you can let your mind wander freely. You may see yourself now standing in front of an ancient stone wall. And you can feel the curiosity building within you as to what could possibly be on the other side of this wall. You notice a symbol on the wall to the right of you. So you get closer to it and inspect it carefully. What does it look like? And just know now that when you will place your hand on the symbol, it will make an opening in the wall for you to step through, like a magic gateway just for you. So focus on the symbol, and when you're ready, place your hand on it. And as you do that, the bricks rearrange and open just enough to let you through. So when you're ready, you can step through the opening, and as soon as you're on the other side, the opening closes behind you. And you now find yourself in the most gorgeous, lush, vibrant, and colorful secret garden. This garden is just for you, your private little peaceful haven. Take a moment to soak up all of the details. The birds singing and chirping, the sun shining, the vibrant colors, the greens, the purples, the pinks and blues and reds and yellows. There's an ancient well, a little pond, and a fire pit. And all around you are beautiful wildflowers and herbs and fruit trees and vegetables. You may even spot a little rabbit or a squirrel or a little chipmunk. And at the center of this garden is a gigantic, ancient olive tree with protruding roots and imposing branches. Its trunk is enormous. And just by seeing this tree, you feel your energy pulled down and grounded. But you make your way over to it regardless. It is time now to ground into Gaia Mother Earth. So feel the vibrations emanating off of this powerful tree. And place your bare feet on its roots. And find a spot for you to sit with your spine against its massive trunk. And as soon as you're settled, a deeper calm washes over you. You feel your root chakra at the base of your spine activate. Roots sprouting out of it, plugging into the infinite root system of this magical tree. Feel your energy now coursing deep down to the core of the earth, tethering you and grounding you completely. Now, this part is very important. You draw earth energy back up into your body. Feel it coursing up through you, creating a channel of energy, healing you, grounding you, and energizing you, filling you with potent earth medicine. You are now fully grounded, fully protected, surrounded in the protective love of your spirit guides. Feel this energy coursing through you. And as you do, you look over to the well and you notice that there's a ladder in it. It's a sturdy ladder, and there's some energy from within the well beckoning to you. You just know that you're being called to descend into this enchanted well. So you can rise up from your spot at the base of the tree and walk over to the well, feeling so certain this is your next step on your healing journey. And you make your way onto the ledge of the well and gingerly place one foot after another onto the ladder. And you make your way down, one rung at a time, descending into this magical portal. As it gets darker and darker, you aren't afraid. You are guided and protected and supported as you make your descent. Looking down, you see a little spark of light. And soon enough, you've made it to the bottom of the well. And you notice that the well has long been dry, and you're in a cave. And on the walls of this cave are symbols painted in iridescent, glow-in-the-dark kind of paint. These are ancient healing codes, and they light up this space and charge it with energy. Beautiful healing energy. And you notice now, huddled in the corner is a version of you you have never seen before. This is your shadow. This is the version of you that is the amalgamation of all of the unwanted, unacceptable qualities and traits and imperfections that you have disassociated yourself from. All the physical, emotional, interpersonal aspects of yourself that you have deemed unlovable, wrong, disgusting, inappropriate. So take a really good look at this figure. What do you see? What does this figure look like? What is their personality like? How do they feel? And can you begin to think of why you may have relegated all of these qualities onto this figure? What makes you so ashamed of them? Now here's the truth. Every human being on the planet has a shadow self, just like you do. The shadow is the dark side of our personality because it consists chiefly of these primitive, negative human emotions. Everything that we perceive as unacceptable, as inferior, become part of the shadow, and our shadow lovingly holds on to all of these until we are ready to acknowledge and accept these as parts of ourselves. So the sooner that we can accept and embrace this side of ourselves, the easier everything gets. Relationships, manifestation, health, finances, any resistance simply releases as shame and guilt do. Right now, you may want to choose to examine one experience from your past that you still hold shame or guilt or regret about. Something you have done that is preventing you from accepting and loving yourself deeply. Something that maybe you still shudder to think about. Do you remember what it was like to be that version of yourself? Everything that was stacked against you, your emotional state, your living conditions, the situations that you were in, the pain that you had in your heart. Now look at that shadow version and see that she is really doing her best, or he is really doing his best, or they are really doing their best with the circumstances, the energy, the awareness, and the resources that they have. And they lovingly hold on to all that you do not accept until you're ready to acknowledge and heal it all. And now is that moment. So I want you to look into their eyes and say, I forgive you. I understand you. I know you're doing your best. You are such a good person. You have such a big heart. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be understood and accepted. You deserve to have all that you need and want. You deserve to be supported and taken care of. And when you're ready, I want you to reach out and embrace your shadow. And when you do, know that this dark part of yourself that has never been seen, never been accepted, never been loved, is accepted. So it's quite normal to feel emotional. And know that as you embrace, you and your shadow integrate and become one. So breathe very deeply as this healing transformation takes place. And notice that the symbols on the cave walls have become so bright that they create a blinding light that penetrates your body completely. You are immersed and floating in this pure white healing light. And as you breathe deeply in and out, feel all old patterns of shame and guilt and fear and doubts and limiting stories fall away from you. Let the knots of tension and the energy of unworthiness come away from your being. Feel them being pulled away from you now. Let it all be pulled away. All the littleness, the bitterness, the inadequacy, dissolving completely. Anything that you have felt shame about and kept hidden in the dark is now out in the light of this healing energy. Trust that you are even more lovable, deserving, and worthy than ever before. Feel a powerful wave of relief course through you. Your past does not define you. What you have done under duress is inconsequential. No matter what, you are deserving of love, of healing, of relief, nurturing, freedom, satisfaction, peace, and abundance. Feel yourself now being purified and healed on the deepest of levels. All you need to do is breathe very deeply and very slowly and allow this healing energy to do all of the work. This healing energy courses through all of your chakras, activating them for your wildest levels of success and joy and self-love. You now feel so light. You float effortlessly back up the well and into your secret garden. You're surrounded by butterflies and you can see the sun shining even brighter than before. You walk around the garden inspecting the flowers and the fruits and the herbs and all the plants, and you feel the abundance of nature, and you immerse yourself in its wise beauty. And you suddenly remember that you are part of this. You are it. It is you. And you too are wise and beautiful and abundant in all ways. You are worthy. You are nourished and you are held. And when you're ready, it's time to return to your body. Know that you can return to your secret garden whenever you wish to. But for now, just give thanks to yourself, to your guides, to your angels, and to your ancestors. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with the power of your gratitude, you float up into the blue, blue sky. And then slowly and safely descend back into your current waking life and physical body. Feel yourself return now. Bring some gentle movement to your fingers and your toes. Take some deep cleansing breaths. And when you're ready, you may flutter your eyes open and return back to our ritual. So a lot may have come up for you, and I definitely encourage you to do some journaling and just write out maybe some new revelations that you've had, or some connections that you've made between what you're feeling in your current life now and maybe some of the old shame and guilt that came up from the past. And, really take that time to be present with yourself. Shadow work can really bring up a lot, and this work is definitely very favored right now with this eclipse. So really be gentle with yourself. Drink plenty of water. And like I always say, you can keep your candle lit and continue to do some journaling, maybe draw some cards, bring in some gentle movement to seal the practice. I always love to seal my rituals with a little bit of yoga, but if you want to go out for a walk or do a little solo dance party, definitely do that. But if you're ready and feel complete now, simply pinch the wick of your candle or flick some water onto it. The last thing you want to do is blow it out. And I do want to remind you that I offer one-on-one breakthrough sessions, which include psychic energy healing sessions where I receive specific information about your healing journey, your mission in life, your life purpose. I'm able to see the blocks in your chakras and help coach you through them as I'm doing the healing. So those sessions are incredibly powerful. So if that's something that you feel that you are needing right now or that you're curious about, all the information for that is in the description below. And of course, we are a new channel. If you aren't already, please subscribe, leave a comment. I would love to hear about your experience here today. I would love to just know how you're feeling, how everything went, and I'm always happy to chat and have a great conversation in either the comments, or you can find me on social media. Again, the links are in the description, and send me a DM. I love to hear about your revelations, and if there's anything you want to chat about, I am definitely always open to that. Thank you so much for being here. Have the most beautiful blood moon eclipse, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.